Children, how do plants get their food? They cannot walk to a restaurant like us, nor they can order food online. Then how do they get their food? How do they survive? For these questions, the answer lies in a fascinating process called as autotrophic nutrition. Children, in the previous video, we have learned the meaning of nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition is the way of obtaining food, right? Way of obtaining food. So, if we tell exactly what is the meaning of nutrition, nutrition nothing but obtaining food is the nutrition. Nutrition is nothing but obtaining food and utilizing that food by our body to produce energy and utilizing the food for different body processes, right? Okay, and the way of obtaining food is nothing but mode of nutrition, like in which way, by which method are we taking the food, that becomes the mode of nutrition. So we have discussed that, we have learned that in modes of nutrition there are two important and two major modes of nutrition. What are they? First one is autotrophic nutrition and the second one is heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so in today's video we are going to learn only about autotrophic nutrition in detail. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So if we break down this word auto, in the previous video only we have done this breakdown, but let us quickly do it. So the meaning of auto is nothing but self, and trophic is related with nourishment, or you can also relate this with food. So in short, autotrophic nutrition is nothing but the mode, the way of taking nutrition in which the food is prepared by the organism itself. Okay, like an organism is there, an organism is making food by itself, and then that organism is consuming the food, that organism is then eating that food. Okay, so such a type of nutrition in which food is prepared self by the organism and consumed is called as autotrophic nutrition. So what is a simple definition? So autotrophic nutrition is nothing but the mode of nutrition or the way of obtaining nutrition in which what is going to happen, children? Recall, in which organism is going to prepare food itself. Organism prepares food itself, right? So if we go one step ahead, one step in detail, the organism is going to prepare food itself. Okay, by what? By using some simple substances, children, by using some simple substances. And what are those simple substances? These simple substances are, first one is carbon dioxide, CO2, second one is water, H2O. I'm writing the formulas of that. Formula of carbon dioxide is CO2, formula of water is H2O, and then third one is sunlight, and fourth one in the presence of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. So these are the simple substances that the organism is going to use to prepare food. So let us talk about each one in detail in the sense, let us talk one more thing, let us explore still more few points about these simple substances. Okay, these simple substances becomes the raw materials. So what is the meaning of raw materials, children? In simple terms, raw materials just they act like ingredients. Like if you want to make any food, if you want to make any recipe, for example if you want to make biryani in our example, so what you should do, what you need, you can't directly prepare biryani. You need certain raw materials, what we call in our daily life, we call that as ingredients, right? So we need certain ingredients by using which our ultimate product, that is food, what is the recipe? Biryani can be made. So for example, to make biryani, what are the ingredients we need? Basic, the common, no matter of whichever type of biryani you are making, the common one required is rice. Yes or no? And then some common vegetables like onions are required, then tomatoes are required, right? And then some type of methi leaves and all, they are required. And if it depends upon the type of biryani, like if you want to go for chicken biryani, then you have to use chicken. If you want to go for egg biryani, then you have to use egg. If you want to go for vegetable biryani, then you have to use the special vegetables, right? Okay, in the same manner, for these organisms to prepare their own food, they need certain raw materials. In the previous video I have explained you that those organisms which prepare their own food, they are called as what? They are called as autotrophs. Is this visible? I'm writing here. They are called as autotrophs. So who are autotrophs, children? Those organisms which prepare their own food, they are called as autotrophs. In simple terms, autotrophs means self-feeding organisms. Self-feeding organisms, those organisms which prepare food themselves and which eat food themselves. Okay. Okay, so now for such autotrophs to make food, they need certain raw materials, and these raw materials are nothing but the simple substances that we have discussed: CO2, H2O, sunlight, and chlorophyll. So talking about CO2, what is the importance of CO2? See children, what is CO2 actually? CO2 is a gas, right, present in the atmosphere. So it is present in the atmosphere. Okay, this CO2, what is going to happen? Plant is going to absorb this CO2. It is going to absorb. How it is going to absorb actually? uh, in the leaf of a plant, there are some small, tiny means very 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 small pores. Here pores nothing but holes. In normal language we say hole, right? In biology we are not going to use hole term, we will use pores. Okay, pore singular, pores plural. Okay, tiny pore like structures are going to be there in the leaf. They are officially, they are called with a name called as stomata. This stomata is going to open if it wants CO2, if it wants to take CO2, and it is going to close if it doesn't want CO2. Okay, so all right, plants are going to absorb this CO2 from the atmosphere by stomata. Okay, what does this CO2 will do? What is the need of this CO2? This CO2 is going to provide, listen this point carefully, it is going to provide carbon for glucose preparation. Carbon for glucose preparation. Now children, now came a new word, that is glucose. What is this? We'll understand. So if you see carbon dioxide, it is made up of two elements, carbon and oxygen, right? So this carbon dioxide is going to provide carbon that is required for glucose preparation. What is this glucose, children? See, glucose is nothing but, in simple terms, this when this autotroph is going to prepare the food, the immediate product of food produced is called as glucose. Means glucose nothing but food only. Okay, food only. But let's assume food prepared, the immediate product that you get, that is called as glucose. See children, actually the process of making food by the autotroph, there is one special process called as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis nothing but the autotroph is going to prepare its own food in the kitchen, in its kitchen. Here best examples of autotrophs are nothing but, whenever I am using the word autotroph, keep in mind the best examples are plants and then algae. Okay, all right. So plants are the autotrophs, they are the only autotrophs, plants and then some algae also. Okay, so now when plants, they are going to make their food in their kitchen, that process is called as photosynthesis. So once that photosynthesis is done, the immediate first product of food produced is glucose. So in short, glucose nothing but food produced after photosynthesis. Okay, so if we go in terms of molecular formula of glucose, that is, it looks like this: C6H12O6. C6H12O6. So if you see in this formula, C is also there, H is also there, O is also there. Three elements are there: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Keep this point in mind. Now, this carbon dioxide is going to provide the carbon required for glucose synthesis. Okay, children. Now moving ahead to H2O. H2O means water. Okay. So as we know, every organism needs water to survive. In the same manner, plants also need water to do this process of photosynthesis. Okay. So now this water, how do the plant get this water? As we know, plants, every plant, if you talk about terrestrial plants, their roots are submerged in soil. Their roots are underground in soil, right? So from the soil, the roots of plants are going to absorb water, and this water will be transported to the various parts of the plant. Transported to various parts of the plant. Keep in mind that this process of photosynthesis is going to happen in the kitchen of the plant. So where is the kitchen of the plant? Which is the kitchen of the plant? What is that? It is nothing but leaf. Okay, leaf is called as kitchen of the plant. So ultimately, in this scenario, the major area where the H2O has to be transported is leaf. So from here it can be used for this process of food making. Okay, this H2O is going to provide hydrogen required for glucose preparation. Okay, children, refer to the formula. This H2O is going to provide the H required for overall glucose preparation. Clear, children? You might be wondering that what about this oxygen? This oxygen in the glucose formula, this oxygen also comes from CO2. This also comes from CO2. So ultimately, whichever CO2 plant is taking in, the CO2 that plant is taking in, this CO2 is going to help in providing carbon along with the oxygen required for glucose synthesis, and H2O is going to provide H required for glucose synthesis. Keep in mind, children, without these, any one of these three is missing, glucose is not going to be formed. Okay. The third raw material is sunlight. So sunlight is the natural source of energy, right? Natural source of energy. And this sunlight, what it is going to do, it is going to give energy, it is going to provide energy for the plant to do this process of photosynthesis. So sunlight, it is going to act as energy provider for this process of photosynthesis. So can plants do this process in darkness? Like in darkness, can plants make their food? No, children, plants cannot make their food in darkness because they need sunlight, which is going to provide them energy to do this process. Okay, children, moving ahead to the fourth last raw material, that is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll has a very interesting role, that is, plants are green in color, right? Plants look green. Why? Because there is a green color providing pigment. Okay, here pigment means color actually. So there is a pigment in plant. There is a pigment present in plant that is going to give green color. That pigment is nothing but chlorophyll. So what is chlorophyll? The green color pigment, the green color substance present in the present in the plant is called as chlorophyll. So what is chlorophyll, children? The green color, the substance which gives green color for the plants is chlorophyll. Because of chlorophyll only, the plants, they look green in color. Okay, children, so this chlorophyll, where it is present in the leaf of the plant. Okay, it is present in the leaf of the plant. Along with that, it is present all over body. And one important rectification point here is that chlorophyll is present in leaves of the plant along with the young stems. So don't think that it is present in all parts, like as I have told you, it is only present in leaves and young stems. That was what I want to say. And it is not present in inner wood, and it is not present in roots. Okay children, is this point clear children? It is not present in roots, inner wood and all. It is only present in leaves and younger stems of the plant. Okay, so now what we are going to understand now, this chlorophyll, what is the role of this, like why is it important? This chlorophyll is very important because it is going to trap the sunlight or capture the sunlight. See, whatever sunlight sun is giving, nature is giving, who is catching that into the plant body, who is absorbing that? Chlorophyll is doing that work of absorber, catching the sunlight, trapping the sunlight for this process of photosynthesis. Hope it is clear children. Let us draw a quick flow chart. Okay, so CO2 plus H2O plus sunlight, I'm drawing the just the icon, sunlight plus chlorophyll is going to produce the food for the plant. Yes or no children, is that clear? So here what is food? Primarily glucose. What is the formula of that? C6H12O6. And this process of food making is called as what? Photosynthesis. In the next video we will be covering in detail about photosynthesis. Okay, so in today's video we have learned about autotrophic nutrition, autotroph examples, and the raw materials and the importance of each raw material. Hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment below and follow the clever chalk to make your concept spark. Thank you. Bye.